Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Bacon Bears and this is called That's My Opinion, and we're doing short recaps of the Karen Read trial, and today we're talking about day 3. Sorry about my appearance. I've been putting trim. I redid the floor upstairs in my house, so I'm now trying to put in trim, and then it started raining, so here we are. Today we heard from a key friend of John O'Keefe, 2 bar owners, a paramedic, and a digital forensics expert, and the goal was to reconstruct the night of January 28th. From the couple's night out to the discovery of John's body the next morning. Let's get into exactly everything that's happened. We heard from Michael Camerano, a longtime friend of John O'Keefe, who testified that he spent time with John and Karen Read at CF McCarthy's the night before John died. He said that Karen and John seemed affectionate. He did not observe any fighting or tension between them, and he left the bar around 9:30 because his son had knocked his tooth out while playing hockey at somebody else's house, and he left Karen and John behind. He also mentioned that in the past, John had confided in him that Karen could be jealous, especially about other women, but nothing in particular that stood out for him. For cross-examination, the defense confirmed that on that night in question, Camerano saw no issues, no arguing, no red flags. And his testimony painted the evening as calm and uneventful, undercutting the idea of a building up emotional blow-up. Then we heard from Jean DeMulis, who is the general manager of CF McCarthy's. She really came in to lay foundation as to that night and what was going on. They talked to Bridget Meehan, the owner of the Waterfall Bar and Grill, and again, the same thing. They were talking about pictures and cameras and laying foundation for the bar and the setting of the Waterfall Bar and Grill. We also heard from Daniel Whitley again, who was a paramedic from Canton Fire Department. And Daniel Whitley was one of the first responders at the scene when John O'Keefe's body was discovered. He described Karen Read's emotional state as frantic and disoriented, but this was more about the cross-examination. The defense asked whether any incriminating statements were made by Karen at the scene. Whitley said no, he did not hear her admit to hitting John or saying anything about a car accident. Honestly, this was so confusing. They were asking him questions and he's like, I don't understand. And then they would ask him a question and then he would answer just not that question. It was not great. But the defense emphasized that her behavior could easily reflect shock and grief, not guilt. We hear from Nicholas Guarino again, who's a digital forensics expert, and he presented text messages and call logs between Karen and John from January 28th of 2022. The messages revealed that Karen attempted to reach John multiple times that night. Some calls were missed or declined. The texts between them showed a mix of frustration and affection, reflecting a complicated relationship. Honestly, reading through it, it was like, somebody should have just called the other person, because these two could not communicate through text at all, in my opinion. It was a lot of going back and forth. Are you going out? I don't know what I'm doing. What are you doing? I want to go out, but I want you to ask me to go out. Well, I don't want to ask you to go out, but this is what I'm doing. But if you want to come out, you're more than welcome. It was too much. It was too much. But that's really all we got from there, is a couple who was miscommunicating through text. They even at one point spoke about why they weren't Facebook friends. It was all very confusing. Court wrapped up earlier than expected today. There was confusion over witness scheduling, and Judge Canoni released the jury early. She assured them that everything was still on track and that the testimony would resume tomorrow. So here's the overall of what we learned today. Everyone who interacted with Karen and John the night of January 28th said that they seemed fine. No one observed any fighting, yelling, or red flags that might predict a violent incident. Karen's behavior after John was found, emotional, panicked, erratic, is open to interpretation. The prosecution wants the jury to see it as guilt, and the defense wants them to see it as trauma. And here's my question to you. Based on today's witnesses, do you think Karen's emotional behavior looked like panic over something she did or heartbreak? Let's talk about it in the comment box down below. I want to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching this breakdown of day 3. If you like what you saw here today, don't forget to like, subscribe, smash your face against the keyboard, and I will see you tomorrow for day 4.